Hi everyone and welcome to this Pilates class. It's going to be a really good energizing class, lots of flowy movements, and we're going to get started. On our mats in the 4-point kneeling positions, I want you to make sure your hands are under your shoulders, knees are under your hips. We're going to start with some spinal mobility. So we're going to inhale to extend the spine, looking up. Exhale, take your gaze towards your navel. So we're just coming into some cat-cow. I want you to focus on really extending that spine and then rounding that back, pushing the floor away with your hands. Inhale to extend, looking up, opening the chest. Exhale, take your gaze towards your navel, abs draw in. So this is really good for waking up the body, mobilizing the spine, good for spine health. Let's do another one. Gaze towards navel, and then we come to a neutral spine. What we're going to do now is we're going to send the knees back so that we are in a half plank. We're going to arch our back, taking our hips back over our feet, coming into a shell, and then we're going to round our back, ripple our spine forward, lowering down our hips, coming up into extension. Take the hips back, arching the spine, folding over the feet, and then ripple forward again, flexing the back, lowering the hips, coming back into extension, opening the chest. Take that right knee out on a 90-degree angle. And then I want you to feel here, feel the left hip flexor opening and stretching. Press up out of those hands, feel that stretch. Bring the leg back. We're going to take the hips back, arching the spine, folding over the feet. And then ripple the spine forward again, lowering the hips. Press back again, arching the spine, hips come over the feet. Take it forward, rippling the spine forward, lowering the hips, looking up, lifting the chest, looking straight ahead. Take that left knee out to the side in a 90-degree angle. Press up out of your hands. Feel the extension in the hip. A nice hip flexor stretch. And then take that leg back. Arch the back. Press the hips back to the feet. And come into a shell stretch. Okay. For our next one, we're going to ripple our spine forward. Coming into a half plank, lower down, exhale, lift up, press back to your shell. So exhale, come forward, inhale, lower down, exhale, press up, inhale, press back. So we're just coming into a nice gentle flow, getting into those arms, waking them up for today's class. Following your breath here, exhale, press up, inhale, press back. Making sure that you're keeping a straight spine as you lower down and up. Okay, let's do another 2. Last one, lower down, press up, and then press back. So we're going to come forward now. And then we're going to lower those hips down. So we're in extension again. So we're just going to lower that chest to the mat. Forehead comes down. And then we're going to press back up into extension. So we're getting into the triceps here. Inhale to lift back up, coming into extension. I want you to make sure that you are not locking out in your elbows. Your shoulders are down and back. Let's go for another 4. You can really feel the burn in your arms here. Last 3. Stay with me. 2. Last 1. Press back to a nice shell stretch. Well done. Take those fingertips away from you so that you feel a nice stretch in your shoulders and in your arms. And then we're going to come up to a 4-point kneeling position again. So make sure that the hands are under shoulders, knees are under hips. We're going to extend the right leg back behind us. And when we do this, I want you to make sure that your hips are square. So just take a look at them, making sure that they're on the same plane. And then we're going to take the left hand out to the side. We're going to thread it through under the right arm. Shoulder comes down. Lift it back up. Extend it out to the side. And then lift that back leg. Lower it down. And then thread the needle again. So we can do that at the same time. Exhale as you take it through. Inhale as you extend the arm and the leg. You're really working into the core here. So find that balance. That's stabilizing. Okay. Take that hand down. Bend that leg in. Extend it out again. So I want you to make sure that you're really connecting to your core here. Like you are balancing a glass of water on your back. Your back isn't moving. You are using your glute to lift your leg. And your core is stabilizing you. So exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. Keep it up. Take that leg back behind the supporting leg, tap the edge of the mat, lift it back up and tap the other edge of the mat. So we're coming into some rainbows here. Remember to keep that stabilizing work going so that core is connected. Keep that mind to muscle connection so that you are feeling this in your glute. Okay, you're doing so well. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. Okay, last one. Lift it back up to center. Bend it back in. Tuck those feet. Flex those feet underneath. And then pike your hips up to a pike. Extend that right leg back up. And then bring it through between your hands. Lower the back knee and tuck the back foot. Lifting up into a low lunge. So here we're going to come into some hamstring stretches. So we're going to send our hips back, flexing our foot, then rolling forward again. If this hurts your supporting knee, just double up the mat. Let's do one more. Feel that nice hamstring stretch. Do take it back and then come forward again. So tuck those toes back under behind you. Lift that knee up. We're going to tap that knee to the ground, lift up, and then open up our arm to the side. Shift it back. Keep that balance. Inner thighs draw together. Tap that knee, open that arm up to the side, bring it back to center. Tap again, open up, close. Inhale, lower, exhale, lift. Inhale, open, exhale, close. Very, very good. Lower that back knee and tuck the toes. Bring the hands to the floor. Take that leg back. Okay, so now we're going to do all that work on the other side again, starting with our thread the needles. So make sure your hands are under your shoulders, your knees are under your hips, you're going to extend that left leg back. Just check that your hips are level on the same plane. And then we're going to extend that right arm to the side. We're going to thread it through underneath. Shoulder blade comes down. Lift back up, extend and lift that left leg. Lower it back down, feeling a nice twist in the spine. Then lift back up. Exhale to thread it through. Inhale to lift it back up. Really feeling that core connection. That core is stabilizing you here, working very, very hard. Okay, let's do one more. Lift it up. Take that hand down to the mat. Bend that left leg in and extend it again. So remember to keep that core connection the whole time. So like you are balancing a water glass on your back. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. You are using that glute to lift your leg. So really use that mind to muscle connection to feel this movement. Lift it up, tap it behind your supporting leg, lift it up and over to the other edge of the mat. Coming into our rainbow legs here. Exhale to lift, inhale to lower. Make sure you're pushing the ground away with your hands so you've got good form. You're not sinking into your shoulders, you're pushing the floor away with your hands. Okay, you're doing so well. We're almost there. Let's do another 2. Last one. Lift it back up to center. Bend it in. Tuck those toes underneath you. Pike your hips up. Okay. Lift that left leg up to the ceiling. Bring it through between your hands. Lower that back knee and tuck the foot. Lift up into a low lunge. We're going to come into our hamstring stretch. So we're going to take our hips back, flexing our foot, feeling a nice stretch in the hamstrings. Take it forward again. Nice hip flexor stretch. And then back. Let's do one more. Just hold that stretch in the hamstring for a minute and then take it forward. Okay, tuck those toes back under, lift that knee up. We're going to tap the knee, lift, and then open up to the side, close again. Inhale, lower the knee, exhale, lift. Inhale, open the arm, exhale, close. Okay, let's go for another 2. Keeping that balance, the inner thighs draw together. Let's do one more. Perfect. Lower that knee back down, untuck the toes. Bring the hands to the floor. Cross those legs back behind you. Come back onto your glutes and come to the middle of your mat. We're going to get into some ab work now. Okay. So I want you to gently roll onto your back. Just gently roll onto your back. Get yourself situated here. We're going to bring our legs to tabletop one at a time. So I want you to make sure that you are pressing that lower back into the mat. So let's bring the right leg up and then the left leg up. Hands come behind head. And we're going to start with some simple ab curls. So exhale to lift up, coming into a crunch. Inhale to lower back down. So gaze comes towards your knees. I want you to make sure that you are lifting up with your abs. You're not using your hands to lift your head up. Think of that ab connection, core connection. Abs are drawing in. Let's go for another 2. Last one, hold it up. Extend the right leg. Bring it back in. Extend the left leg and bring it back in. So we're just alternating sides. Exhale as you bring it back in. Inhale as you lower it. Okay, let's go for another 2 more. Keep that back pressed flat to the mat. Last one, hold that left leg out. Extend your arms. We're going to circle the arms around, dropping the head. Arms come up overhead. Then we're going to lift them up, crunch them up, and swap legs. So circle them around, then lift them up, coming into a crunch. Inhale to circle around. Exhale to come up into a crunch. You can really feel this burn in the abs. It's so good. Remember to keep that back pressed flat to the mat. Slow and controlled movements. Really get into the abs. Okay, let's do another 2. Last one. Hold it there, hands come behind head. Bring opposite knee to opposite elbow and then switch it out. Coming into our bicycles, doing some oblique work. We're going to be doing more oblique work now. So let's just finish it out here. Last 2, last one. Hug it in, extend it out long. Okay. Come onto your side now, onto your hand. I want you to extend your body long, cross the mat. The top leg is going to be bent, you're going to be on your toes. So we're going to come into a side plank now. We're going to lift up into our side plank, toes are on the floor. Lower the hips down, lift back up. If you want a little bit of a challenge, lift those back toes off the mat, then lower them again. Lower down, lift those toes, back down. Just a little lift, just testing your balance. This is really good core work. Okay. Lift. Let's do one more. Then lower back down. Extend those legs on top of each other. Come onto your forearm. Extend your arm out long. I want you to make sure that your hips are squared to the front of the room. We're going to come into a teaser. So I'm just moving forward. And then we're going to roll our hips back, lifting our legs up, pressing up with our backhand, trying to reach our toes, and then lowering back down with control, back onto our hip. Let's do that again. Exhale to lift up, reaching the toes. Inhale, lower back down, back onto the hip. Exhale, lift up, reach for those toes. Inhale, lower back down. Exhale, lift up and reach. Inhale, lower back down. Come back onto your side. Okay. We're going to now extend and lift that top leg. Reach that arm up towards the top leg, and we're going to lift up from the tricep, the bottom arm, and try and reach through your fingertips. Try and reach for that foot so that you're feeling a crunch here in your side waist, and then lower back down. Exhale, lift and reach. Create that length. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift, reach. Inhale, lower. Keep that leg up. It's adding more work. And you're also feeling this in your bottom tricep. Exhale, lift and reach. Create that length through your body. Okay, let's do another 2. Feel that contraction in the waist. Last one, reach, lower back down. Okay, for the next one, you can place your hand on the mat. You're going to lift that bottom leg, and we're just going to take the bottom leg forward, top leg back. then come back to center. So open, and then come back to center. Make sure you're not rocking in the hips. The hips aren't moving here. They're staying square to the front of the room. Okay, this is coming into our scissors. So keep those inner thighs connected as you bring it back together. Let's go for another 2. Last one. Okay, drop that bottom leg, extend that top leg back and extend the top arm, and then we're going to bend the leg, sending the leg forward, reaching the arm back. Take it back again and extending the body. I want you to create length in this exercise. So we're coming into hip extension as we take the leg back, and then hip flexion as we take the leg forward. We're also rotating through our thoracic spine, which is really good if you sit at a desk. You're doing so well. Inhale to take it forward and extend. Exhale to take that arm back. Let's do another one. Perfect. Bring the arm and the leg down. We're going to come down onto our shoulder. Head rests on the floor. Top arm can rest on top of the bottom. And then we're going to take that top leg forward. Reach that top arm up and over, coming into a twist. This should feel really good for your spine, for your side waist, the areas that we just worked. Take a nice big deep breath. And then come back to center. Lifting back up. We're going to come back onto the other side. So, hands going to be on the mat. Extend your body long. Point those toes and lower them down onto the mat. Top leg is bent. And then we're going to lift up into our side plank. Lower down. And then lift back up. See if you can lift those toes off the mat. And then lower back down. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. You're doing so well. That core is working hard. It's so switched on. Okay, let's do another 2. Last one. Lift those toes. Lower it all back down. Okay, come down onto your forearm. Extend that body long across the mat. Extend that arm. We're coming into our teaser. Okay, so we're going to roll onto our glutes. Lift those legs. Extend up. Reach for those toes. Lower back down. Come back down onto your hips. Okay, exhale to roll and lift up. Inhale to lower back down. Extend arm and legs. So we're really creating a lot of length in this exercise. We're going to do one more. A lot of stability here. Lower it back down, come back down onto your hip. Okay. What we're going to do now is we're going to extend that arm long, lift that leg, and then we're going to come into our tricep press. So we're going to press up, really feel the contraction in the side waist, take those fingertips away, and then lower back down. Exhale to press up, inhale to lower back down. Keeping that leg up, that leg is working hard. The whole side body is actually working very hard here. Stay with me, keep good form, keep those hips square to the front of the mat, ribs are hugging in. Let's go for another one. And then lower back down. You can take this hand to the floor, lift that bottom leg, take it forward, send the top leg back, coming back to center. So we're getting into those scissor legs. working the inner thighs here and also the side waist. The upper body doesn't move, just the legs are moving. The hips aren't moving either. The hips are stable, there's no rocking. Hips are square to the front of the room. Okay, you're doing so well. Let's do one more. Okay, lower that bottom leg, extend that top leg back behind you and extend the top arm. Bring it through, bending the leg and extending it forward. Then taking it back, extending it. So exhale, take that leg forward. Inhale, send it back, extending. So when you take it forward, you're coming into hip flexion. When you take it back, you're coming into hip extension. So good for healthy hips, healthy mobility. Okay, we're almost done with class. We're nearly there at the finish line. Keep those limbs long, create length through them. Let's do one more. Okay. Drop that leg, drop the arm, come down onto your shoulder, rest your head onto the mat. Extend those arms out in front. Take that leg forward and then open up that right arm. Feeling a nice stretch. Taking a nice big deep breath. You've done so well in today's class. We're going to come into a little bit of a stretch now. Okay, close that arm again. And then lift back up to seated. Come to the middle of your mat. Bend that left leg and extend that right leg. We're going to come into some lateral flexion now. So we're going to lift that left arm up and over, opening up the chest towards the ceiling. And then folding over the leg. Feeling a nice stretch in the back. I want you to walk your hands to the left side of the mat, and then you're going to come up onto your legs so that you can feel glute stretch, but I also want you to feel a nice hip flexor stretch. So we're going to extend the arms up, creating that balance, lifting up, extending the spine as well, and then lowering back down. Let's do that again. Lateral flexion, opening up the chest towards the ceiling, and then folding over. Feeling a nice stretch in the back. Walking your hands to the front of the mat. Coming up onto your legs and lifting up into extension. Lower it back down. And then we're going to change. Right leg comes in, left leg is extended. We're going to lift the right arm up and over, opening up the chest towards the ceiling. Fold it over. Feeling a nice stretch in the back. Walk your hands towards the back of the mat, lifting up onto your legs. Feeling a nice stretch in the glute. And then we're going to get a further stretch by lifting the arms up overhead, extending the spine, lowering it back down, coming back into our lateral flexion stretch, opening up the chest, lowering over the chest, over the leg, and then walking our hands back to the back of our mat. Extending up, lowering back down. Come to seated in the middle of your mat. Clasp your hands behind your back. Open up the chest. Release there, roll your shoulders. And take a big deep breath. And that's it. You are done for today's class. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have liked this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe down below, leave me a comment, let me know how you did, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye guys.